I couldn't hear you.
I was just saying you're about 2.5 hours away from sleep. You can take the sleep medicine and sleep till you check out tomorrow morning.
What time do they play tomorrow?
I think 3:30, 5:30.
3:30, 5:30. Late enough to make it annoying.
Hey, more stuff you want to hear since you were all depressed. Easton says, it's amazing how many of our bubble kids are getting up to proficiency with their riding because of yesterday's intervention.
It's awesome.
There you go.
This is a heck of a job of him putting the numbers on here for us.
He was telling me, you talking about Skyview?
Yeah.
He was telling me a few of his players switched uniforms after they handed them out. He's like, I have no idea who's got what number.
Oh, boy. That's hilarious, actually. Did you see who won the rock, paper, scissors?
No. For home field?
Yeah.
Is that how they did it?
That's how they did it in the first game.
Real official here.
Yep.
Some good-looking unis over there from Skyview.
Yeah, they win that today.
I do. I think I like the. I don't know. These Wasatch ones look pretty good, actually.
Pretty clean.
But the pants are starting to get different colors than the tops. You notice that?
Yep.
Getting a little faded.
So are you thinking dinner tonight, or what are you thinking? No dinner?
Yeah, I'm good with dinner. Yeah, no, I'm not going crazy. I'm avoiding anything crazy. Like
there's some good places in that Cedar side. You want to?
Yeah, head back there and grab something to eat.
Like a Chili's or something back there.
That's kind of what I had in mind. Yeah.
All right. Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tuck that thing in nice and tight. I think it's yours. I think I've got enough body space that mine's. I don't know. Practice mute mine. See if it keeps flowing. Mute yours. Oh yeah, that's yours. You better pull it together over there, Baird.
You just called this one.
You just got to get wider hoods over here.
Dang it. I feel like I had something last year that I used.
I think it was my coat. I had that cover, dang it, that I should have brought. It's sitting on my nightstand at my house.
How much time we got?
I'm just loading that right now. We have...
Gosh, dang it.
2.5 minutes.
Have it right next, like I'm breathing on my mouth with this thing.
Yeah, can you get your hood over any farther? I think it must be ripping around on something. There you go. That works. Just hold that up the whole time. There you go. Okay, we're still a minute and a half away.
Jeez.
I should have brought my beanie. I wonder if I can go grab that. You can put that around the mic.
I can take my hat off and put it around. That's what I'll do.
Oh, that's smoked. Watch him run.
Send him.
Stand up triple. Ty. Are you sure you don't want me to get the beanie?
This'll work.
It does work. You look like Darth Vader. Oh, good. We need a couple more of those. Yeah, get men of the dugout. Get us on the air. 20 seconds. You want me to play the intro? Probably should, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Heads up.
No. Gotta get reading that. 10 seconds.
Gosh, damn.
I wonder why mine's not doing that. Okay, here we go.
I love baseball.
Baseball. 94.5 The Peak presents Wasatch Wasp Baseball on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. This broadcast is powered by Guild Mortgage, Dairy King, CarQuest Auto Parts, Physical at the Fit Stop, Wasatch Back Flooring, Napa Wasatch Auto Parts, Heber City Point S, Dorius Dental, and Bank of Utah.
Baseball.
The guy on first.
Who?
The first base. Who? The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you.
Now let's go live to the Diamond for play-by-play coverage of Wasatch Wasp Baseball on 94.5 The Peak.
Good afternoon and welcome to the ballpark. Game 2 of the opening day of Wasatch High School baseball for the 2025 campaign. And the era of Coach Bo McCoy, Wasatch fell in their opening game 8-4 to the 3A state champs Union Cougars. But have started off well in this one, Ty. We're a little bit late getting on the air, but Austin Brown, the freshman, triples to the right center field gap, and then Blake Sweat just doubled off the wall in right field to give Wasatch the 1-0 lead on a triple and double to get the game started. Now up Mike Adal up at the plate, had a good game 1. He'll take strike 1.
Yeah, Ty, that's a great way to get game 2 started after a tough loss in game 1. This one's got pretty crazy wind conditions going on here. The wind is gusting, and you will hear it during the game. That double off the wall from Blake Sweat on any other day is going to be a fly out, maybe to second base, Ty, realistically. And that ball just carried with the wind. And you're going to have a lot of chaos out there with fly balls here today. Brown's was just an absolute shot, Tyler. A missile there to the deepest part of the park. But Wasatch making good early, up 1-0.
Dahl's going to foul off pitch number 2. So 0-2 the count here to Micah Dahl. Catching today for Wasatch on deck is Colden Hafen, and then in the hole is Bridger Shaw, who will be on the mound today for Wasatch. Ty, as we jump into our Dairy King pregame show, some keys to the game today as Wasatch goes from game 1 to game 2 looking for their first win of the season.
Well, Ty, I don't want to sound like a broken record. We've said this so often, but in game 1, Wasatch gave up 5 runs in the first inning, and they had 3 errors and 2 walks in that inning. And we call those freebies on the air here. Anytime you give a free pass, it increases the likelihood that the opposing team's going to get runs on the board. And so I think it's really easy here against Skyview to win. You need to win the freebie game. And if Wasatch can win the freebie game, they should get out of here with a W here today.
Mike Adal goes down looking on a backdoor curveball, moving Wasatch to 1 out on the inning. 1 run in, a double, as Blake Sweat's down on the pond at second base. Colton Hafen will take ball 1. Hafen playing third base today, was the designated hitter in game 1, hitting cleanup for the second spot today. Those keys to the game brought to you by Smiles by Design. Your comfort is their top priority at Smiles by Design. Let's go ahead and go through the lineup brought to you by UCCU. Austin Brown was the leadoff hitter playing center field. Blake Sweat batting second. Mike Adal batting third. Senior Colden Hafen batting fourth. Another senior Bridger Shaw batting fifth. Grant Mahoney, junior, batting sixth. Oh, no, other senior, sorry. Eddie Bluth, a sophomore, batting seventh. Braxton Fowler, also a sophomore, batting eighth. And then batting ninth will be Kyron Stocking. Timeout is called.
Ty, if you're coach building a lineup, I mean, how nice is that balance there between seniors and underclassmen? You've got a nice little balance of guys who have experience, like a Mahoney, like a Sweat, like a Shaw, some of these older guys. But then you've got a freshman that just let off the way for you. You got sophomores all over the lineup. This is a team that just has a really nice balance of youth along with senior leaders.
3-0 count to Colden Haven as he takes another ball. Lays off the 3-0 pitch. That'll be inside for ball 4. So first walk of the inning for Skyview. And that'll bring up Brigadier Shaw. Had a single in game 1. The first hit of the season and the first RBI of the season for the Wasps. He comes up with runners on first and second, 1 away. And even some of your experienced, Ty Braxton Fowler, last year as a freshman, comes in. So even though he's only a sophomore, has a lot of varsity experience. Graham Mahoney, as you mentioned. A lot of experience last year as well. Blake Sweat's gotten time since his sophomore year. A lot of returning starters from last year's team, including Bridger Shaw, who's in the box right now.
Yeah,
outside ball 1.
And starting for the Wasps defensively on the mound here today. And that can make such a big difference. And for a team to be competitive, Tyler, that experience does need to carry you at certain parts of the season. So you look at guys like a Bridger Shaw right here that need to have a big year for Wasatch if this team's going to go where they want to go.
This one swung on and roped to left field. Left fielder's not going to be able to get it. Blake Sweat paused for a second, but he's still going to try to score from third. Throw gets into the third baseman, but not in time as Blake Sweat comes in. Another RBI single for Bridger Shaw, and Wasatch takes a 2-0 lead.
That's a good line drive from Bridger. Didn't try to do too much in this weather. Just took what the pitcher gave him. Bridger's, he's most comfortable, Tyler, when he's able to get his hands through it and try to pull the ball the other way. At the end of the season last year, he made a lot of really good strides to be able to drive the ball up the middle the other way and hit it hard with power that way as well. But what you just saw there is his bread and butter. If he can get something he can handle middle in, he's going to be able to hit it hard every single time he gets that pitch.
Bring up Graham Mahoney, who had a really nice barrel to end game 1 against Union, pushed the left fielder all the way back to the warning track. He comes up now with runners still on first and second, 1 away, 2 runs in. Wasatch leading 2-0. Pitcher for Skyview is Wilson. He'll throw a backdoor another curveball in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Grant with Eddie Bluth on deck.
Second game of the year here for Wasatch, but this is the first of the season for Skyview. And Ty, talking to their coach, they had a bit of a treacherous drive coming down from Logan. I mean, that's a long drive from Logan on normal days. Got a little balk here, Tyler. Moved runners over. But he said they got stuck in Scipio last night about 7 or 8 o'clock because of the weather and some crashes. They didn't end up getting to their hotel until about 2 in the morning last night, the Skyview team. So fortunate for them, they had a later game. They weren't able to, or they didn't have to get up early. But you're looking at game 1 of the season, first time out here. He said they just cleared the snow on Monday off their field. So this is really their first time out on the field and getting in late. It's a tough task for Skyview coming into this one.
And the conditions aren't great, Ty. Yes, it's not. We don't have moisture, but the wind is brutal. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, it's brutal for multiple reasons. It's gusting hard, which just is hard when you're trying to throw and catch and track down fly balls. But it's a piercing wind here, Ty. It's cold. You mentioned you've got 3 coats on over there. You can still feel it right now. And the players out here in their uniforms and their Under Armour sleeves or whatever they've got on, it's a chilly day. You can see who wants this game more in these tough conditions.
Wilson takes 2 looks at second, delivers, goes up in the zone for ball. I believe that's ball 1. One, 2 the count. Top of the first. 2 runs in already for Wasatch after a leadoff triple and a leadoff double from both Brown and Sweat. That one's in the zone, fouled off. Keeps the count at 1-2. Turnover battle brought to you by, once again, the Dairy King, who's a sponsor of our Dairy King show. Ty, who wins the uniform battle between these two? You were kind of mentioning off air you like the Skyview look. Gray pants, black top with some light
really
blue.
Like the way the Skyview team looks here. Just that black baby blue combo I think looks really good.
Wasatch.
Gray pants, nice look.
Wasatch wearing their all black uniforms again.
It's tough to beat these Wasatch unis though, Ty. The all black with the black and gold. I mean, I've been trained since childbirth that black and gold is the way to go. So it looks pretty good. The one critique, finish that thought in a moment.
This one's going to be elevated to the outfield. Center fielder goes over to his right, makes the catch, should be deep enough. Runner's going to try to score from third. Hafen will score from third. Sacrifice fly from Graham Mahoney brings in a run, and Wasatch takes the 3-0 lead.
A couple really good at-bats from a couple players here. Mahoney and Sweat specifically. Pitch is just serving out there. You got runners in scoring position. Brown looking to tag up on the Sweat fly ball that ended up being a double. Then that one there, Grant, you've got 2 strikes on you. Just get the ball in play and get a run across. That's a good at-bat. To finish the quick thought, Ty, the critique here on the unis, if any, is that these black ones have been around for a few years, and you can start to see the pants are a different shade of black than the tops at this point. As the pants are a little bit more dirty and have been washed a little more, a little bit offset colors, but that's being a little nitpicky there on that. So both unis probably win the day compared to what we've seen. Logan came in with an all forest green. Wasn't a big fan of that one that we saw earlier.
1-1 the count to sophomore Eddie Bluth. Playing right field again today. Started game 1 as well in right field. The little brother of Jack Bluth, had a nice career at Salt Lake Community College and at Wasatch High. Part of that team that went on the great run, ended up finishing 5th at the state tournament. Swung on and fouled off, moves the count to 1-2.
They look so similar to me out here, Tyler.
They
Eddie
do.
And Jack, it looks like you're looking at a twin almost of Jack in his younger years. Just the way they stand, their motions, both left-handed batters.
1-2. 2 outs. That one misses high and inside. So deuces, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third base for Wasatch, trying to add on to an already 3-0 lead here in the top of the first. Into the windup is Wilson. Delivers the 2-2. Goes with the off speed. It's going to get Eddie on the arm. So Eddie will advance to first base on a hit by pitch. Puts runners on the corners, first and third for sophomore Braxton Fowler. First inning action brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop. When it comes to your health, you deserve quality and effective care. At Physical Heber Valley, we work with you to understand your health and wellness goals and create a customized plan to get your desired outcome. Wilson working out of the stretch now with runners on first and third. Second baseman playing extremely shallow over on the right-hand side. The pitch on the slide step, outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Ty, and that matters when you look at alignment because the wind is gusting from left to right. And so a little flare ball is going to get over that second baseman's head and drop in. Unusual to see him in this close. Just really out of position is the way to call it. Worried about that runner going from first to second.
2-0 now the count as that one misses up in the zone. On deck is Kyron Stocking, number 9 hitter for Wasatch. This will be the 27th pitch of the inning for Wilson. Slide step, delivers, low and outside, ball 3. Any games come to mind, Ty, that were hazardous on the weather end? Any sport? Salem Hills football a couple years ago.
Probably the roughest one, Tyler, having to hold on to umbrellas and tents as they're flying.
That one misses high, so ball 4. Back-to-back walks, loads the bases for Kyron Stocking, the number 9 hitter.
We've had some interesting ones for sure. Wasatch played Olympus here on this field about 5 or 6 years ago now at this point. Maybe a little longer than that, even 6 or 7 years ago. And it was below freezing. It was a cold, cold night. You could see everyone's breath as they were out there playing. And that was a pretty uncomfortable game as well.
Speaking of little brothers, Kyron Stocking, younger brother of Keltson and Chandler Stocking, who both had nice college careers. I believe Chandler finally done, Ty. Finished up his career up in Idaho, playing shortstop at 3 different universities. The 1-0, that one's in there. No, misses outside, ball 2. 2-0 now the count. Pineview, was it 2 years ago, Ty, where we just were rain after rain after rain, and we were here a long time.
And they had some lightning delays,
yeah.
I believe, in that one as well. That was a long day for Wasatch baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 1, 2-1 to count now here to the number 9 hitter Stocking, who will be playing second base today. Was in the outfield in game 1. Now we'll move up and play second base.
I believe that was the Juan Diego game, right? Wasatch was playing Juan Diego there, and game that took felt like 4 or 5 hours. Might have been Coach Jacobson's first year as the head coach.
I think so. I think you're right. Weren't many places open for food afterwards either. We were sitting there for a long time. 3-1 the count. Wilson back into the windup with the bases loaded. The pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Fills up the count at 3-2. Runners will be on the move with the full count, 2 outs. Wilson gets the sign, goes into the windup, runners go, the pitch, swung on, elevated.
It's coming. back.
It's going to come back in play. Pitcher can't come up with it. It's actually going to land in fair play. One run will come in. Another run is going to try to score on the back door. Eddie's going to have to go down to the plate. He's safe as well. Ball's going to get away. Stocking's going to advance to second. 2 runs come in on the Bloop single. Call that an infield pop-up single with the wind. That was going to be going out of play. Comes back in play, lands in play, and 2 runs end up scoring off of it.
Oh, the chaos, Tyler, the circus music. As you pointed out, full count and wind-up. The runners were off to the races. So looking over, Eddie Bluth at third base had made it to third base easily as that ball was landing. But the problem was the player in front of him hadn't left third base because the ball was falling down right in front of home plate. So you all of a sudden had 2 guys at third and Stocking busting it to get over to second. So Bluth retreated and tried sprinting back to second, saw Stocking there. The pitcher didn't realize there were 3 guys occupying 2 bases, turned and tried to fire to Stocking advance, which allowed Wasatch to get a run across home plate. It was just madness, and quite frankly, if the pitcher, someone just would have communicated with him, he could have just walked that thing towards third base, and they would have been able to get an out eventually on that. But Stocking hustling caused the confusion and the chaos that got Wasatch an extra run.
So runners on second and third, 2 outs. Going to bring up Brown, who's already tripled in the inning. Led off the inning with the triple to the deepest part of the field, off the wall in the deepest part of the field.
Yeah, he's hit a couple missiles in his last 2 at-bats, Tyler. Started 0 for 3 with his high school career, but just went double off the wall and triple off the wall in his last 2.
2 for 5. This one's going to get away from the catcher. Braxton Fowler will come in. He's safe. Another run comes in. 6-run inning here for Wasatch with a runner on third base still.
Ty, and the swing from Brown in the last at-bat was a thing of beauty. I mean, he hit it right on the screws. But watching him run the bases might have been the best part of that whole thing. He is hard out of the box, and he can move. He's got some wheels. Getting around the bases, a stand-up triple easily. You were mentioning send him, possibly send him on a potential inside-the-park home run just because the kid can move so well.
Swing and a miss here on the pitch number 2 of the at-bat. Moves the count to 1-1. Runner on third base is Kyron Stocking. Wasatch again with 6 runs in the inning. The 1-1. Misses inside, ball 2. Yeah, both of those last 2 swings, Ty, it makes you excited. And you want to see this kid get a pitch. When you have guys that comes off the bat sometimes a little bit differently, and the first 2 swings here from Brown have been really nice. First 2 hits for Brown have been really nice. The 2-1. That one misses inside. Got him. That's what I don't want.
I'd like to see him swing the bat, right?
Hit by pitch. That's the second hit by pitch of the inning.
Well, I've never had a player that I can remember, Tyler, that I've looked at this Hurricane field and I thought, oh, they might be able to go up and over that right field fence because the right field is 314 down the line, but then they've got about a 40-foot fence holding it in from the houses. With this wind, the jet stream behind us, I mean, if Brand gets a towering shot up there, you might have a chance to see one climb up and over at some point in this game.
It's going to bring up Blake Sweat, who doubled to right field. Was helped out by the wind in that first at bat. He comes up with runners on the corners. The pitch swung on, fouled off, and that one will stay foul for strike 1.
Yeah, and if you just do a little guessing with that wind, I mean, how far do you think that ball that Blake hit in the first inning was pushed by the wind, Tyler, up in the air? He hit it just a high pop-up.
Oh, I think it probably 150 feet.
Or yeah, pushed
at least
over 100 feet, right, that wind in the air. So that's what I mean with Brown. I mean, he's got pop as it is, but if you get it up in the jet stream,
it's going to get away. Stocking's going to try to score at home. It does score, so another run will come in on the wild pitch. That'll be ball 1, 1-1 the count.
You know, Wasatch needs to bury these guys here, Tyler. That pass ball, pitcher for Skyview has decided he's about done here at this point. I mean, there was no attempt to come cover at home. They had a chance to get Stocking had he hustled back there and covered. Catcher was to the ball in time, but the pitcher had given up on it.
Sweat waiting. Wilson finally comes set with the 1-1 count. Takes a second look at Brown. Delivers. Swung on, elevated to right field. I think this one's going to stay fair. Right fielder's started back, comes up, makes the play, and that'll do it for the top of the first inning. Wasatch scores 7 runs in the inning in order to take the 7-0 lead. Seven runs on 4 hits, no errors, 1 runner is left on base. Wasatch leads 7-0.
Are you ready for lunch? Well, the Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley and have been the winner of Best of State for 20 years. They've recently been named the best of Utah for their milkshakes. You've got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot or a turkey breast sandwich that tickles the taste buds. They've proudly been serving the Heber Valley for 78 years at the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
We at Guild Mortgage help people build personal wealth through real estate, be it your first home, next home, dream home, or investment property. At Guild Mortgage, we help you refinance for that lower interest rate, shorter term, or home remodel. At Guild Mortgage, we help you plan for retirement by owning multiple investment properties and can even add to your retirement plan with a reverse mortgage. We at Guild Mortgage believe everyone can own what matters.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Bottom of the first, brought to you by Mountain West Trailers. Knows you value strength and reliability. Our utility trailers are built to last. Enclosed cargo for your business, dump trailers for tough jobs, or even open trailers for everything in between. Haul it all, big or small, because Mountain West Trailers stands tall. On the mound for Wasatch in Game 2 is going to be Bridger Shaw. Bridger Shaw comes in last year, a 6.3 ERA, 29 innings pitched, 2 games started, 15 Ks as a junior.
Bridger had a stretch last year, Tyler, where he was the best pitcher for Wasatch over about a quarter of the season, and he was just lights out. He also had some tough games. If you remember, he got thrown to the Wolves in another windy game last year, and was that 2 years ago? I might be mixing up my years, where Bridger had a Snow Canyon game, Tyler, where pop-ups were just flying left and right out of the field. But he's got a lot of experience on the mound and has been one of Wasatch's go-to pitchers here over the last couple of years.
First hitter here for Skyview is Howell, the center fielder. Takes strike 1 on the first pitch of the game. Again, this is Game 2 of opening day baseball here for Wasatch. Fouled off strike 2, 0-2 the count to the leadoff guy. Wasatch fell in their opener 8-4 as we kick off spring season, and it's a busy spring season for Utah High School athletics. This one's going to be swung on and elevated to right field. Stocking misplays it, not able to come up with it, and it's a leadoff single here for the Skyview Skyhawks.
Yeah, well, the wind rewarded Wasatch at the
Not
plate.
the Skyhawks.
The first one.
Bobcats.
Yeah, Bobcats. And you can see there, that one messed with Stocking. What should have been a routine fly ball just didn't account for the wind, and the wind pushed it several feet beyond where he could get it. Probably ball, if you're anticipating that on the first step, you can make a drop step and go get it, but just hard when you've never really played a game in wind like this, which probably most of these guys haven't. It's hard to know how to track these things.
It's going to bring up Daniels, the second baseman. That one gets away from Bridger for ball 1. Howell will stay at first base. It's blowing this backstop off and up, Ty. The ball comes through. You're going to get hit by this.
I know. I'm going to keep my hand ready here for this one, Ty. Feels like we've ramped up, from gusty wind to get ready for the tornado behind you at some point. It's just ramping up here. Makes you want to say, hey, 1st to 10. Let's just call it, right? 1st to 10 gets this game. It's just funky weather over here today.
Well, it was a great opening drive for Wasatch. They put a touchdown on the board there in the first inning.
And came through in tough conditions, kicking the extra point, Ty. I mean, that's no thing to turn your nose at either.
7-0 the score, 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on first base after a leadoff single. Bridger takes a couple of looks, misses inside, ball 2. Ty, you started your coaching career at Skyview High School.
I did.
Correct?
Yeah. That's a little random trivia fact for you here, Ty. I was once on the Bobcats staff back in, got to do a little math here. That would have been the 12-13 year that I was coaching at Skyview.
3-0 count.
Jim Patterson was the head man up there at the time.
You mentioned that they've got a good view up at their field. Not maybe necessarily the best field, but a good view from their field.
Yeah, so for our listeners that have been up to Cache County, and even for those that haven't, Cache County's got kind of that mountain bowl that goes all around the valley, right? And Skyview is just in the most northern part. It's the most northern school you can get to before you get to Idaho here in Utah. And it sits right up on the hill. Skyview does. It overlooks Cache County. It's a beautiful view looking back into the valley. But as you can imagine, the more north you go, the tougher it is to get good field conditions with the weather. And so they deal with a lot of the same stuff that we deal with at Wasatch as far as winter and snow and fields. In fact, that the next year, 13-14, I was coaching at Wasatch, my first year coaching there, and Jim came down. There's a good pickoff move, Ty.
Pickoff at second base or first base. Nice job there from Bridger. Gave up a leadoff single, but picks him off. That's the second time Wasatch has had a pickoff in as many games. Nice job from Bridger. Graham Mahoney puts it on him.
Yeah, going to have a challenge. Who's got the best pickoff move on this team? You already mentioned Braxton Fowler's got a great move. Eddie Bluth picked a guy off. Now Bridger's shot, picking someone off. Some good moves there. But Ty, to finish that thought, when Jim and the Bobcats came to play Wasatch the next year, they actually came down to our field, so it was kind of fun seeing my old team. He pulled me aside. He said, "This field is phenomenal." Talking about Wasatch, and we had just been grumbling about the field and how we can't get water on it. The grass isn't growing in, but just shows you to be grateful for what you've got, right? That up in Skyview, he's like, "Man, you guys have it good down here with your grass that's already grown in that we can play on."
I have ball 4. Umpire had ball 3. It's one of those awkward moments, Ty, when Wasatch's coach asks me if I've got a walk in my book, and I have to say yes.
Yes,
you know.
Yeah. You used to like to just walk away from the coach when they'd ask you that, right? Coach Green, when he'd ask you, "What do you got?"
I actually did that once. I gave the book to somebody else and walked away because I didn't want to.
I think that was in the state tournament.
Coach Green was a little.
He
was a little intimidating.
He didn't like it when things didn't go his way. A lot of stopwatches found their way to the funeral home under Coach Green's watch.
What's a better break in the dugout? A clipboard, a water cooler, a stopwatch?
Stopwatch has to be the most satisfying. You get to throw it a little bit.
Foul ball moves down to 1-1. The hitter is Sparrow, shortstop for Skyview. So leadoff single and a walk. There is one away because Bridger was able to get the pickoff move. 1-1 to count, 1 away. Shot comes set.
Our baseball coaches, Ty, watching the pros and the minors.
Runner goes. Ball is up in the zone for ball 2. Ball's going to get away from both infielders. So a stolen base for Skyview and a 2-1 count and a duck on the pond.
Good job for Braxton to chase that down before another bag was given up. But our baseball coach is the most famous, and do they have the best meltdowns in sports? You think about some of them, just the acceptable, you got to go argue with the umpire afterwards. You get some pretty wild meltdowns. Would you put like any other sport above? Like Bob Knight's legendary.
Bob Knight,
right?
But he's vilified for it, right? Lou Piniella, Bobby Cox, they're celebrated for it.
Hockey, they do their fighting with the players on the ice.
Yeah, you don't see the coaches though.
Football coaches don't really get into it.
No.
Can you think of any magnificent coach meltdowns
No.
on the football side of things? Kyle Whittingham after the BYU game this year was about as close as you can get to having a mental meltdown.
That was a pretty good AD meltdown, actually, in that one. That was good. That was a good AD meltdown.
Him approaching the microphone first and taking over before anyone else gets there to spill his sob story.
Another foul ball and a ball that's probably out of the zone. So 2-2 the count, 1 away. How about the Alex Jensen hire for the University of Utah on the basketball side? Kind of, you talk about BYU. They're starting to have success with Kevin Young, 6 straight wins, and it's an assistant up-and-coming NBA guy, and Utah kind of does the same thing, but it's an alum on top of it. So I think it's a great hire.
Oh, that's a good play back there from Micah Tyler. That ball was a tough one to block. This batter's box too at Hurricane. The field's nice, Ty, but the box is a little lumpy, and you've got some holes from the tournament play. It's not a level field. They come in, they broom it, and so there's soft spots all over. It's not as easy to block those things as you might think. That was a really good play from the catcher of Wasatch.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 on the 3-2 payoff pitch. That's the first strikeout of the game for Bridger Shaw, second out of the game for Wasatch. Now 1 out away from getting out of the inning. 2 outs, runner on second. Bring up the pitcher, Wilson.
Ty, back to that Utah point, though, it's a great hire. And I thought when they fired Craig Smith, that was weird timing, because Smith seemed like he kind of had Utah on the upward trajectory this year. And
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
The thought was you must have someone in mind already, right, if you're going to let him go. And obviously they did. Getting Jensen back here is a great hire for the Utes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were bummed when he decided to leave. Nice play here from Hafen. Dives, makes the grab, throws it over to first. Not in time, but does save a run. He leaves his feet. That was a ground ball to in between the shortstop and third baseman. Hafen made the stop. Didn't have enough time to get it over to first base, so it'll be an infield single.
Yeah,
But a good job from Hafen of saving a run.
It's a good play there from Hafen, Ty, knocking that ball down. And I think he just, on a normal guy, that would have easily been a no-throw because he tumbled a couple times. After he caught it, rolled over literally a couple times, Colden did. And then he got up and just thought he didn't have a chance. So he kind of took a second and then looked up, and Wilson was only halfway down the line. So then Colden tried to hurry and throw it over. And had he just been a little bit more quick getting up on his feet, he definitely could have made that play. But I think he just didn't know the speed of Wilson there on the mound for the Bobcats here today, getting on base now on that knock.
Puts runners on first and third and brings up the catcher, Lofthouse. Runners on first and third. Still a 7-0 lead for Wasatch here in the bottom half of the first inning. Playing at Hurricane High School. Very, very windy and cold day here at Hurricane. It's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Fowler fields it cleanly, flips it to second base to Stocking, and Wasatch gets out of the inning on the fielder's choice. Put out 2 hits, but no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 hits, no runs, no errors. 2 are left on base at 7-0 as we go into the second.
Timberline Ace Hardware is committed to helping their neighbors and their communities, and because they're in the neighborhood, they can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Steel, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in store, curbside, or they'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock with people that know how to help. Timberline Ace Hardware, serving the community for over 50 years.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hey Wasatch, it's Nicole with Mountain Refined. We are so excited to be supporting our local teams and all the sports that you guys are into. We wanted you to know a little piece of what we have. You can come on down, grab teacher gifts, protein powder, and even rent that tuxedo for junior prom. Did you guys know that? Shop local and support us. We love being a part of this community. Go Wasatch, 480 North Main Street, right here in Heber.
Wasatch High School.
Top of the second, brought to you. Wasatch leads 7-0 going into the top of the second, brought to you by Heber Valley Chamber, who exists to build and be a part of a community where residents, visitors, and businesses thrive. Our mission is to promote tourism, connect businesses, and unite our community. Ty, I'm mistaken. You got an update. Chandler, Stocking still playing.
Got a text message. Chandler Stocking still playing, Tyler. And he's in his 5th year at the College of Idaho. He's their starting shortstop. Sprained his ankle pretty bad the second weekend of the season, so didn't get to play, but just came back last week and hit 3 bombs in his first week back.
3 bombs.
3 bombs. So he's gone from when we first had him as a first baseman his freshman year to skinny, tall first baseman to working his way into the middle infield and being a single gap-to-gap, maybe get a double hitter, to now he's hitting nukes up there at the College of Idaho. 3 home runs last week. He graduated in May, so you are correct there, but he still had a year of eligibility remaining. And so Chandler Stocking still going. Kind of surprisingly, he's had probably one of the best college careers that Wasatch baseball has seen over the last couple decades.
Dahl's going to swing at the first pitch, elevated to left field. Can of corn catch by the left fielder Christensen, 1 away on 1 pitch.
And why I say surprisingly there, Tyler, is not because Chandler wasn't capable, but he just had to earn everything, right? I mean, he was not, as an underclassman, he didn't get invited up to play with JV right away. He kind of had to earn his way up. I remember going to the head coach at the time. I was the sophomore coach for Chandler, saying, hey, I think you ought to give this kid a look. Then he would get to JV, and then the next year wasn't a starting varsity guy, earned his way into the starting varsity, and eventually works his way to the college level and starts bouncing around all over. Just a really fun career to watch Chandler in college.
Ty, we talked at the wrestling tournament. It's a 1-0 count as Colden Hafen steps into the box. We talked at the state tournament, some of the funnest matches that we've seen, or some of the funnest wrestlers. If I were to ask you some of the funnest players to coach, Chandler's on a short list of one of the top 5.
Up there, the very top, and you just knew exactly what you were going to get. You and I like to call him, because we coach Chandler, and we're obviously pretty biased here, having coached him for 4 years. And we called him old reliable, is what he was. You just knew exactly what you were going to get.
No matter where you put him.
He was so hard to strike out, Tyler. It didn't matter whether the guy was throwing 90-plus or he was throwing 50 miles an hour. Chandler was just a tough out to strike out. And he was so disciplined. And so I remember distinctly, Coach Green, when he had been hired, he just didn't get to see a lot of those underclassmen games. And I came up to Coach Green and said, this kid, you've got to take a look at. Like, he's going to hit what you want. Coach Green had been preaching inside out. We want gap-to-gap hitters. said that's what he's going to give you. And Chandler, so he brought him up, gave him a bat in JV, and then his very first bat, he's hitting a missile to the right center gap as a righty, and he just went inside out all the time, over and over, and he just really earned that nickname, Old Reliable.
2-2 the count here to Hafen after a foul ball and then a ball in the dirt. Wind up, delivers, swung on. This one's elevated to right field. That one's smoked. It's going. It's off the wall.
I don't think that's a home run.
I don't think that's a home run.
Thinks it's a home run.
Right now he's at second base. Not sure that hit.
That definitely
hit above the chain link, right? I think it hit above the chain link.
Yeah, I actually, Ty, we've never seen this rule. Is above the chain link a home run here?
I'm not sure.
It was over the fence, but if it's over the chain link, that one's out of here. So
Umpires
we're going to have a rule discussion that we're not familiar with either. It's amazing in all our years here, we haven't seen a lefty hit it up at that part of the fence before.
No. And Hafen a righty, opposite way.
Both that thing. My understanding when we were coaching, Tyler, is that was never out. You had to hit it out for it to be a home run.
That's what I always was told as the head coach.
You'd think we'd know. We spent enough time down here watching these games and coaching on this field.
Having a discussion here, and now the umpire's gone over to the groundskeeper.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's a double, right? That's the right call. And that's why we've been talking about Austin being a chance to hit a home run, Tyler, because it's nearly impossible to get it up and over that net. You're just not going to see home runs over there. What would have been a little more fun when they built this field for Hurricane, and I'm sure they talked about it, I'm curious why they didn't do it, is set back that net
just a little bit,
3 feet or 5 feet, right? And have it, if it's over the chain link, have that be a home run.
It's going to bring up Bridger Shaw. Sorry for the confusion. As they've talked amongst the umpires, they talked to the groundskeeper that's here at Hurricane, got the explanation they wanted, and now we got a runner on second base, one away for Bridger Shaw, who's already got a couple of RBIs on the season, singled in his first at bat that brought in a run. Bridger steps in on the right-hand side of the box, pitching today again for the Wasps, looking to add on to that already 7-0 lead. That one's into the belt for strike one. On deck is Grant Mahoney. Update on a couple of other Wasps on campus. Garrett Stauffer, who was the year after Chandler Stocking, is currently playing at Southern Virginia. Was a third baseman at Wasatch High School. He's made the transition into the outfield and is currently hitting .450 to start off the year out at Southern Virginia. And then Cole Zimmerman is still up at Lane Community College, hitting .350 plus. I think he's around .370 right now, Ty, playing first base. Another ball, 2-1 the count now. And then I don't have the stats. We'll update you tomorrow on Armandaris and Purdy that are both playing softball down at Utah Valley University.
And another one that just came to mind that we've got to go check back in on is Peyton Swap, too, Ty.
2-1, line drive. It's a good barrel, but right at the left fielder who makes the nice play. That'll be 2 outs. Hafen's going to have to slide back into second base. Didn't tag up. He's safe, so 2 outs. Nice barrel again from Bridger Shaw. He's had some good at-bats to start off this season.
That one's right on the barrel. That's probably his best contact of the year right there, Ty. So that's one of those, the game will give back to you at some point. Sometimes you get hits that you shouldn't deserve, and sometimes you don't get hits that you do deserve. That's one that he deserved to have a hit on, but unfortunately he's just right at the guy who's able to catch it.
It's going to bring up Grant Mahoney. Mahoney in his first at-bat had a sacrifice fly that brought in a run. He's just going to get hit on the first pitch, so that'll put runners on first and second with 2 outs and bring up Eddie Bluth. Eddie Bluth, I believe, was hit by pitch in his first at-bat as well. So runners on first and second, 2 outs, 7-0 lead for Wasatch. No runs scored here in this inning. Wilson still on the mound, now up to 52 pitches through an inning and 2/3. Bluth steps in on the left-hand side of the box. 2 looks from Wilson at Hafen at second base. The pitch, that one's up at the chest, ball 1. Wilson back working out of the stretch, takes a look, now comes set, takes another look at Hafen. It's a long one, now delivers on the slide step. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1 the count.
Felt for a moment that the wind might die down here, Tyler.
Don't get your hopes up is what I've learned. It's been a couple of times where my hands have gotten feeling back, but it was to no avail. 2-1 the count. That one off the plate to the outside. Wilson takes a second look at Hafen with the 2-1 count. Now delivers after a third look. That one's low and inside, ball 3. Braxton Fowler on deck, walked in his first at bat. First and second, long look, delivers. That one misses. That'll be ball 4. It gets by the catcher. Runners were advancing anyway. So the bases are now loaded for Braxton Fowler. Fowler in his first at bat walked. Still looking for his first hit of the season. Kyron Stocking on deck. Good to see Braxton make that play at shortstop to end the inning there in the first. Ty kind of had a rough start of the season, and
see if he can start building some confidence.
Seeing how smooth he is in the field. Outside, ball 1.
Yeah, that one looked like it was going to be good for a strike, but neither the catcher or the coach is complaining. Must have been out. Ty, you're right, though. Watching Braxton last year as a freshman at short, he's got great range.
This one's going to be a ground ball right back up the middle. Pitcher gets a hand on it, but that's going to knock it off. Nobody's going to be able to get to it. An infield single for Braxton Fowler is going to bring in another run, and Wasatch takes the 8-0 lead.
That's one where if you're a coach, you tell your pitcher, leave it alone, right? Like, that's not right back at you. It's not easy. It's a slow 2 to 3 hopper up the middle. That's an easy out. But the pitcher disrupts it, trying to reach back to his backhand side when he's falling away from it, and tips it, and gives Wasatch another run.
Swing and a miss to Kyron Stocking, who comes up to the plate for the second time today in his first at bat. He singled on probably one of the weirdest singles we've seen. That was a foul ball single. They got blown back into play. Pitcher misplayed it, ended up falling behind him. Swings and misses at the first pitch. It's an 0-1 count. This one swung on a hard ground ball to second baseman. Second baseman bobbles, picks it up, throws it over to first base in time, and that'll do it. Wasatch scores 1 run in an inning, but leaves 3 stranded. They'll take the 8-0 lead into the bottom of the second.
You'll always find the best deals and expert service at your local Napa Auto Parts store. We offer expert service in helping you find the parts you're looking for your current project, as well as Milwaukee tools. We can also help you with most motorsport, RV, and vehicle battery needs at your local Napa Auto Parts store in Heber City.
Here at Country Gardens and Nursery, we hope that you feel that you are home when you are away from home as you go around our perennial floor checking out the newest and latest for beauty for your garden, as you wander into our indoor plant shop, seeing the possibility of what could be yours. Stop by Country Gardens and Nursery, your home away from home. 1401 US 189, Heber City, Utah. And don't forget to check us out on social media for quick tips and tricks throughout the season.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Bottom of the second, brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Stop on in for sales and services. Visit them at their store in Midway or visit them at gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shot. Bridger Shaw still on the mound. Gave up a goose egg in the first inning as Wasatch takes the 8-0 lead here. In the bottom half of the second, it'll be Murdoch, Demitrades, and Taylor for the for the Bobcats. I'm saying the Skyhawks.
Feels like, I mean, it's an easy mistake. Skyview, Skyhawks, right? Just kind of common mistake there. But
swing and a miss after a ball 1, so 1-1 the count to the leadoff hitter Murdoch. He's the DH today for the Bobcats. That one misses above the belt for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Wind up, Shaw delivers. That one low below the knees for ball 3. 3-1 now the count. What do you got up in Logan? Mustangs at Mountain Crest. Logan Grizzlies. Skyview Bobcats.
Yeah, the Ridgeline Riverhawks.
Are they the Riverhawks? And Green Canyon. Do you remember what the Green Canyon is? I can't remember Green Canyon.
I can't remember that one.
3-2 the count. Fills it up as that one's into the knees. 4 strike 2. Full count. Leadoff batter here in the bottom of the second. The payoff pitch inside. Ball 4.
And, of course, your Bears, Bear River Bears up there in that same neck of the woods. Box Elder Bees. And you wonder, Ty, with the new school at Wasatch is going to be opening up here, not this fall, but the one after, if these are going to become a little bit more familiar opponents, right? These guys down at the 4A level. Well, kind of have been jumping back and forth all over between 4A and 5A over the last few years.
Well, maybe even talk of possibly even a 3A start for the Deer Creek High School, so maybe Union Deer Creek, another region matchup that we've had in the past. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Demitrades, the third baseman for the Bobcats today. Leadoff guy on with a walk. Bridger takes a couple of looks, delivers, another swing and a miss, back-to-back swings and misses, and it's an 0-2 count.
This is a classic kind of dropping the shoulder, swinging up at the baseball swing, Tyler. And rare chance of success with a swing like that on high pitches. Every once in a while, a hitter will get one and hit it a long ways, but usually you can get these guys out with high, hard fastballs or outside pitches that are breakers. They have a hard time reaching those where they're swinging up at the baseball, and those ones are kind of breaking down and away from them.
1-2 count. That one misses outside for ball 1. 1-2. The pitch goes with the curveball. Gets away from Micah. Runner does not go for it. So it'll be a 2-2 count, and Murdoch will advance to second base on the pass ball. 2-2 the count. Nobody out. Runner on second base. Skyview left a couple of base runners on base in the the bottom half of the first inning. Wasatch able to get out of it on the fielder's choice ground out. The 2-2. Goes upstairs, ball 3.
A couple other sports in action this weekend down here in St. George, Tyler. Softball, several games. They dropped their first 2, it sounds like, this morning, playing over at Desert Hills High School. And track has a little competition going on as well. It's a busy time of year, as you pointed out. Lacrosse, I believe, has their first game this evening at home at Wright Tree Stadium. Soccer trying to defend their back-to-back state championships getting underway. And lacrosse, girls lacrosse as
girls
well.
Lacrosse, boys volleyball getting started soon. A new track and field coach, Daniel Tessamali. A lot of excitement about him.
Yeah, I didn't check the score. Boys volleyball actually had their first match yesterday, Tyler, in the nest. And I failed to look up how that one went.
It's going to be the first baseman, Taylor, who's going to try to lay down a bunt, but it's going to be popped up to the backstop. So runners on first and second, nobody out, an 0-1 count here to Taylor. Shaw takes a second look at the runner at second base. Now a third look. Now will deliver another square. The runner goes on the bunt attempt, misses everything. Coach McCoy thought that should have been a foul ball. Going to ask the field umpire for a little bit of help. Did you see a foul ball on that one, Ty? It was a pitch that was out of the zone. The batter went for it, so it's strike 2 regardless.
Something looked like the ball did have a little bit of a change of direction to me, but it was wild enough with bodies moving out of the way, hitter trying to duck from it, hitting his face, catchers jumping up trying to catch it. It's hard to tell for sure, Tyler.
Well, it's going to go in the book as a wild pitch. Runners will advance to second and third. It's an 0-2 count here to Taylor with Christensen on deck. And strike 3. That'll be the second strikeout of the game. That one, the best pitch of the at-bat. Taylor doesn't go for it. That'll be strike 3. Second strikeout brought to you by Gravity Coalition, and that'll bring us to the number 9 hitter. Christensen, the left fielder, comes up with 2 ducks on the pond for Skyview, trying to get back into this game, trailing 8-0.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier on in the day, Tyler. When there's a pitch that's going behind you, or in this case, that one nearly hits you in the face, it's hard to get back in and get comfortable in the box. especially when you've got the cold wind coming at you, because when the ball hits you, it hurts even more. And a lot of times these guys in the bottom half of the lineup, your 7, 8, 9 guys, are either young or they don't have a lot of confidence in the box. And I think you saw that there. Bridger went right back down the middle with that fastball, but the hitter was frozen, and I think largely because of what happened the pitch before.
1-1, swing and a miss, and then a ball one. Goes back inside and misses for ball two. One away, an 8-0 lead for the Wasps, trying to get their first win under Coach McCoy's tenure as the head coach. Coming from Mountain View High School, where he did a great job of turning that program around. It's ground ball to the shortstop. Fowler fields it clean, throws it across the diamond in time. It will bring in a run as Wasatch playing an out for a run. So 8-1 the score. Skyview brings in their first run of the game.
Yeah, productive if you're Skyview. That's your 9-hitter knocking in a run. You'll take that. Now your number one, your leadoff guy here for the Bobcats. Bridger went up 0-2 on him, had a little flare ball to the second baseman, but the wind carried it out for a single. Wasn't good contact in the first at bat, though.
Howell takes strike one on the outside corner. Playing center field today for the Bobcats. Bridger back working out of the windup with a runner on third base. That one's a foul ball for strike two. An 0-2 count once again to the leadoff guy for Skyview.
You notice the pace of Bridger on the mound here in this one tie in this game. He's just very decisive. He's getting the pitch he wants. He's getting right into his motion.
That one misses outside for ball one.
Easy to play defense behind a pitcher like this. If you got a pitcher who takes all his time getting up there on the mound, forever to get his sign, forever to get into his windup, it just makes it harder for everyone around. Bridger's just getting right after it here today.
Misses inside with that one. So 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Deuces with a runner on third base.
It's showing. He's throwing with good rhythm, and the defense is playing well behind him.
Tries to go upstairs, just above the belt. Almost got him to chase, and that'll fill up the count at 3-2. The payoff. Swung on. It's going to be a hard ground ball to Stocking. Fields the short hop, throws it across the diamond in time to Grant Mahoney, and Wasatch gets out of the inning. 1 run given up. It's now an 8-1 lead as we go into the third inning.
Chad here from Mountain West Trailers. Celebrating 20 years in business, we know you value strength and reliability. Whether it's for work or play, our dump and equipment trailers are built to last. Enclosed cargo trailers for business and fun, or open utility trailers for everything in between. With expert sales, parts, and service, we've got you covered. Mountain West Trailers is always right behind you. Visit us at mountainwesttrailer.com or stop by at 1470 South Highway 40 here in Heber.
Check out the Fit Stop Health Club. It's more than a great facility. Their employees and staff create a comfortable, caring, supportive place for men and women of all ages, as well as their families, to work out. They have your tanning beds, massage, and personal trainers. Find your new groove. Jump into their therapy pool with endless laps. They have Group X classes with nationally certified and specially trained instructors. See what the Fit Stop offers. Go to their website at fitstophealthclub.com. For more information, call 654-2131.
Sports is on the radio.
Top of the third inning here at Hurricane High School, where your Wasatch Wasps are leading 8-1 over the Skyview Bobcats. Game number 2 of the day, game number 2 on the season for Wasatch High School baseball. They fell in the opener today against Union High School. 8-4 was the final score in that one. This one they jumped out to an early 7-0 lead, scoring 7 runs in the top of the first. Tacked on 1 more in the top of the second, took an 8-0 lead. Skyview got 1 on the board in the bottom of the second. But now already the third time through the lineup as we head to the top of the lineup here in the third. Austin Brown, the freshman, back to the plate. 1 for 1 today, a triple off the wall to start the game, and then hit by a pitch in his second at-bat. Wilson still in here for the Bobcats pitching. Brown pops up the first pitch in between center and the infield, and it's going to fall in for a single. Brown hard out of the box, goes about halfway over to second, but he's going to stop at first base. And that one just a little flare bat single there, makes him 2 for 2 on the day. 3 straight hits for Brown in his official at-bats, 4 straight times on the bag A double, a triple, now a single, and then a hit by pitch in his last 4 at-bats. Blake Sweat steps into the box. 8-1 lead for the Wasps. Brown at first base. There's the first pitch. Sweat swinging, fouls it off over the Wasatch High School dugout. 0-1 the count. Goes to Sweat. Waiting on deck is Dahl. Hafen in the hole. So a single by Brown to lead off the inning. Has another runner on. See if Sweat can push him around. Sweat comes into this at bat 1 for 2 on the day with a double. And the first inning, flew out in his second at bat. Another ball there from Wilson. Moves the count to 1-1. Wilson, long pause. Now fires. Pretty good one. Catches the inside part of the plate, making it 1-2.
Thanks for taking over for a second, Ty. I'm freezing. I had to go get another coat.
Thought you were just on your way more south. Find some sun in Phoenix. But I hear they're getting rain down there too, Ty.
2-1, a little hit and run action. Brown goes, and it's a great piece of hitting from Blake Sweat. That's going to hit the 3-4 hole. Sweat. Brown's going to advance from first to third. Nice execution there on the hit and run.
Well, that's about as pretty as it gets, isn't it? Second baseman vacating. Kind of paying attention to seeing what he did with his first step there, Tyler. And he didn't see the ball through the zone. And Sweat just put it right back where he was supposed to be. We've talked a couple times already. Second base has been a little bit out of position today for Skyview. And Coach McCoy, takes advantage on the hit and run there. But you can't hit and run unless you got guys that execute. And that's just a really good job from Blake Sweat of putting the ball where it needs to be.
66 pitches now for Wilson on the game today. And Ty, one of the nice things about this, when you get an 8-1 lead, you can start practicing some of those sorts of things. You're hitting runs, haven't been able to be outside, haven't played a lot of games. See what Coach McCoy just wants to go with here. First and third situation, nobody out. Leading 8-1. Wilson misses with the first pitch. It's a 1-0 count. Sweat, pretty good speed over at first base. Swung on a pitch a little bit up. Fouls that one off. Moves the count to 1-1.
Colton Hafen reloading the umpire with baseballs there, Tyler. It looked like a clown car. He kept pulling baseballs out of his pocket. Didn't know you could fit 3 baseballs in the back pocket. Pulled it off.
1-1 count. Sweat, not a big lead over at first base. Does go. Dahl swings, tries to go down the right-hand side. That one's foul. That'll move the count to 1-2.
Yeah, looked like you had another hit and run on there, didn't you?
Yeah. Good job of Dahl trying to go inside out with that one. You want to try to go to the right-hand side with the hit and run. Blake Sweat did it nice on the one play before. Dahl tried to do it there. Moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Sweat, not a big lead over at first base. Austin Brown at third. Misses outside with the fastball. Moves the count to 2-2. On deck, Holden Hafen, who doubled off the right field ball in his last at bat. Runner goes, swung on from Dahl. It's going to go back to the left fielder. Left fielder can't come up with it. Sliding grab attempt goes off the glove. Another single, 3 singles for Wasatch to get this inning started, and they take now the 9-1 lead as Brown comes in to score. I feel like Mike has had some pretty good at-bats through the first 2 games of the season. Ty had a hit in his first at-bat. Gets another RBI there in that one. That'll bring Hafen up. Tyson Dahl comes back in to run for older brother Micah.
Yeah, and you're seeing some development in Micah with the way he's able to handle the bat of the plate too, right? Going hit and run, hitting the ball just fouled it on the right field line, and then that hit, getting his hands through it and ripping one down the left field line. Always impressed when hitters can do that, just showing they can cover every part of the plate. And then, in theory, should be able to handle all the different pitches that can hit the different parts of the plate.
Wilson goes off speed for strike one here to Hafen, who again doubled off the right field wall, smoked it. In his last at bat, there was a conversation of whether it was a home run or not, had to verify the rules. And I think we learned that you got to go up and over the 40-foot fence.
Up and over. You got to hit it about 500 feet to get it out here in this park.
That one misses. Both runners go on a double steal. This one's airmailed, though, to left field. And Blake Sweat's going to come in easily on the overthrow. So nice double steal, and that'll give Wasatch the 10-1 lead.
Ty, you're a math man. You like these kinds of equations, right? So if you're 314 to the corner, 342 to the center of that green monster, if you will, in right field. Say you just kind of take it in between. You got to hit at 330, but then the fence is 40 feet tall that you got to hit it over. The trajectory you've got to get on that ball, how far does it need to go? Do you have to hit it at least 500 feet to get it over that fence?
It's got to be something. I'm a math guy, not that good of a math guy, though.
I want to see the arc. I want you to break it down on the graph for me. I want to see all the numbers here with this one.
That's my homework assignment in the hotel room tonight.
Yeah, I want an answer tomorrow when we're back on the air.
2-1 the count here to Hafen with runner on second base. 2 runs in the inning. Wasatch 7 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 here in the third. That one misses outside. Moves the count to 3-1.
Golden in his first at bat. It's the kind of ball that is deserving of a home run that he hit. I mean, it was a laser beam over there to right center. It hit 20, 25 feet up that fence. It's going to be out on most other fields, but in this one, he was just credited with a double.
3-1 pitch is outside for ball 4. It's going to bring a trip to the mound. Our trips to the mound brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Not sure anything sounds better than that right now.
A little hot chocolate with the Mirror Lake Station donut would go pretty well right now.
I'm freezing. It's cold.
It's getting a little chilly down here, Ty. It's getting a little chilly, and it's all the wind. They say it's about 50. I think it was supposed to get up to about 55 today here, which is still pretty cold, but compared to what we've had in Heber.
Got a little bit of overcast. The sun's starting to come down a little bit.
And it's really just a cold, cold wind that's cutting through these players right now.
We're going to have a pitching change. We'll go ahead and take a break. Wasatch leads 10-1 here in the top of the third.
At Heber Park City Appliance, you're getting a dedicated team of professionals who go out of their way to keep your home running smoothly. And when we say team, we're talking about 40 years of winning service and reliability. We're here to boost your at-home satisfaction long after your purchase. So when it's fourth quarter and your fridge goes out, oh man, be confident knowing we're a team that will go the distance for you. Heber Park City Appliance in Heber City. Visit us online at HeberAppliance.com.
Unlock your potential at Bonnie Joseph Academy, your local beauty school. Explore the art of cosmetology, barbering, hair design, basic aesthetics, master aesthetics, and nail tech programs. Visit BonnieJosephAcademy.edu to learn more and enroll today. Students, and we offer flexible schedules and distant education options. Transform your passion into a rewarding career at Bonnie Joseph Academy, where beauty meets expertise. Bonnie Joseph Academy, Heber City.
Hungry for mouth-watering all-American comfort food? Look no further. Chubby's has just opened in Heber Valley, bringing you award-winning burgers and cheesesteaks made from 100% premium black Angus beef. With 9 Utah locations, our family-owned and operated restaurant knows how to satisfy your cravings. And don't forget to treat yourself to our delicious desserts. Come taste the difference today at Chubby's, located at 220 North Main Street. Chubby's Cafe, your neighborhood destination for the food you crave.
Hi, this is Kendall Crittenden, Wasatch County Council member and a member of the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know that kids are at a greater risk of experimenting with alcohol? Many parents are still at work this time of day. Check in with your kids. Find out where your kids will be, who they'll be with, and what they will be doing. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition.
Welcome back. We're still in the top of the third inning. Runners on first and second. Nobody out still for Wasatch as they've already got 2 runs in. The score set 10-1. Wasatch doing a good job here against the Bobcats. Top of the third action brought to you by Big O Tires. Get ready to rev up your savings with Big O Tires. Whether you're looking for the best tire deals or unbeatable service specials, you'll find everything you need to keep your vehicle in top shape while keeping more money in your wallet. Bridger Shaw had a nice barrel in his last at-bat that went right to the left fielder for an out, but he's had some good at-bats already in both games today. 2 RBIs, singled in his first at-bat, lined out to left in his second at-bat. Again, nobody out here in the top of the third. Already 2 runs in. Wasatch 7 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Gave up a run in the bottom of the second. Runners are going to go. It's another double steal. And both runners are safe. No attempt on the stolen base, and so it's going to be 2-0 the count. So 2 ducks on the pond. Wasatch trying to build on that 9-run lead.
Ty, this game feeling a little reminiscent going in the Wayback Machine. Gonna set this up with a trivia question if I can. Where Wasatch used to 10-run teams all the time in the 2004, 2005, 2006 stretch. And one of those teams, and they used to joke that they would, those games were great because they would play 5 innings, but they would all get 5 at-bats too because they would have so many hits that they'd 10-run a bunch of teams. And that team currently holds the record, the 2004 team, for most singles in a game. In one of these games, they 5-runned them. So going to throw this out to you, but also to anyone who's listening. What is that state record? What's the most singles in a game for Wasatch High School? This Wasatch team doing more than just singles, right? We've had a few doubles, triple off the wall. It's not just singles building up this lead. But those games kind of felt like it when you get up big by 10 to 15 runs early in the game like Wasatch is kind of pushing right now. And everyone would get a bunch of at-bats, and everyone would leave happy because they got a big win and got a bat 5 times in the game and only played 5 innings.
Full count here to Bridger Shaw after a foul ball. Infield's cutting it off. This one's going to be elevated to the infield. Both runners will have to go back to second and third for the pop-up, first out of the inning. Did you say who that was against, Ty?
No, I didn't. Just leaving it out there for you for your trivia here. I believe
you
had
doing
some
both
hits in that game, Ty, so I'd expect you to know that one.
Are we doing both where it was at and how many hits,
Yeah.
or did you say how many hits?
Yeah, well, I was going for how many hits, but if you're going to throw where it was at, give a little bonus trivia there with that one.
Well, it was a familiar foe as it was against the team that Wasatch played in the first game today. Got to set the record against Union High School back in 2004. Graham Mahoney currently at the box, swings a 1, and he's going to pop up again to the shortstop. Wasatch with runners on second and third, back-to-back pop-ups to the shortstop against the reliever for Skyview, and just like that, 2 outs here in the top of the third.
Call the broadcaster's genius, Ty. Start talking too early about getting hits and getting up by 10 runs. Wasatch still needs to push across that 10th leading run, and you'd frankly like more here in this one. Get greedy at this point in the game.
Brings up Eddie Bluth. He's going to swing it out. That one's smoked to the right center field gap. That'll be extra bases for Bluth as he gets by both outfielders. Both runners come in, and we've got ourselves a 2-out. He's going to try to leg this one out for a triple. The relay throw is not going to be in time, and the sophomore Eddie Bluth with a 2-out, 2 RBI triple, and Wasatch takes the 12-1 lead.
Well, that was a rope, Tyler. No other way to describe that. A frozen rope there from Bluth, right on the barrel, over the second baseman's head. And you talked about it, this fairway-type grass. Once that one hit, it's rolling, all the way to the fence.
4 runs in now in the inning for Wasatch. 12 on the game as they take the 12-1 lead. Brings up Braxton Fowler with a runner on third base trying to add to it. That one barely misses him on the inside. It's going to be ball 1. I believe 17 singles. Was that right, Ty? 17 singles in one game.
17. That is correct, Ty. That was April 20th, 2004 against Union.
Another nice barrel as Braxton Fowler will single through the 5-6 hole on the RBI single. And Wasatch now takes a 13-1 lead. Jack Salmon now getting his first at bat of the season in the place of Kyron Stocking.
At the time of that game when Wasatch put up 17 singles against Union, that was second in state history as far as singles in a ball game. Only to Viewmont in 1988 who had 18 singles in a game. But since that 2004 game, that record has been broken a couple times. Park City last year put 19 singles on the board against Cottonwood. And the number one overall team, Duchesne, against North Sevier last year hit 21 singles in a game. And so that record's been broken a few times since that 2004 season.
21 is what he said.
Yeah, one of those is not like the other, though. I mean, to hit 19 singles against Cottonwood, Ty, that Cottonwood baseball program traditionally has been very, very good. It's kind of a different category than, 19
against Union,
against Altamont, and 21 against North Sevier.
Yeah.
It's just a different level of competition.
That's right.
That Union, yeah, exactly. But not that those programs don't have good teams, they do. But you look at some of those Cottonwood teams over the years, Tyler, they're putting guys at really competitive D1 level, SEC programs, Big 12 programs. It's just good baseball there.
Again, first look at sophomore Jack Salmon. Had the start in the field, was DH'd 4 in the first game. 2-1 the count here to Salmon.
Ty, Jack's got a good compact swing here. I think he's going to be a really nice player for Wasatch over the next few years.
Runner's going to go on the 2-1, and it's going to be another stolen base. As Fowler steals the base, gets into scoring position.
Watching Jack swing in the cage before the games here, he just handles it inside out very well. I think he seems to be at his best when he's thinking up the middle. Just keep those hands tight and quick back up the middle. But he's got a really nice swing here. Middle infielder for Wasatch.
Going to start seeing a little bit of subs here. Wasatch leading big, 13-1. That one in there for a strike. Moves the count to full, 3-2. 2 outs. Runner on second is Fowler. You coached Jack's older brother, right? Good golfer.
Caden was a fantastic golfer. I believe Caden's on a mission right now, still in North Carolina. Down there for a little over a year. And a lefty, Caden was, and could hit the ball a mile.
That one in there for strike 3. Salmon's going to go down looking, but that Wasatch is able to put up 5 runs here in the top of the third inning, take a 13-1 lead as we move into the bottom of the third.
This is Corbin Gordon from Gordon Law Group. I commonly get approached by people with the same question. Hey, do you guys do a particular type of law? The answer is almost always, yeah, we do that. We are the Valley's only full-service law firm that has been in business for over 20 years. We have 5 experienced attorneys who do estate work, litigation, business formation, real estate, water law, divorce, criminal defense, and many others. Gordon Law Group, yeah, we do that.
Hey, Heber Valley, whether you're cheering on our high school team or enjoying a day in our beautiful valley, our community is stronger when we love local. Our local businesses are the heartbeat of Heber Valley, from your favorite cafe to the shop on the corner. When you shop local, you're supporting your neighbors and investing in the future of our community. So next time you're out and about, show some love. Shop, dine, and explore right here in Heber Valley. Brought to you by the Heber Valley Chamber of Commerce. Remember, love local. It makes all the difference. Visit gohebervalley.com/shop.
Wasatch Radio.
Bottom of the third, brought to you by Mirror Lake Station, your one-stop shop for gas, groceries, and goodies, located at 2nd North Main in Camas on your way at Mirror Lake Station Highway, winners of Best In-State Donuts. You're listening to Wasatch High School Baseball. Game 2 of opening day for Wasatch Baseball fell 8-4 in their opener against Union High School, currently leading 13-1 after putting up an area code in their first 3 innings, 7-1-5. 7 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, 5 runs in the third. Gave up 1 run in the last inning. Swing and a miss to get this one started for Bridger Shaw, who's currently on the mound, working fast, 0-2 after a foul ball.
Yeah, I like that. An area code, Tyler. What area code is that? 715?
I'm not sure. Aren't there some 715s now? Like, I'm always used to the 801 or the 435, but there's a 7 now in there, isn't there? An area
7
code?
in Utah?
Yeah.
Well, that's beyond me. I mean, who looks at phone numbers anymore, right? They're all just saved into the phone.
1-2 the count. That one misses outside for ball 1.
As good as this game has been for Wasatch and their 13 runs, here's another fun stat as that one goes foul. This would barely be over halfway to George Mason's 1 inning that they had last week against Holy Cross. You see this, Tyler, at the college level? George Mason scored 23 runs in an inning of college baseball against Holy Cross. And when you watch the highlights of that, it was just demoralizing to Holy Cross.
Fly ball to the center fielder. Austin Brown settles underneath it. Can a corn catch. Wasatch has 1 away.
They were bunting. There were choppers that were getting in that had no business being hits. Then they have the extra just salt in the wound of a comebacker right off the pitcher's backside. Just all over the board until 23 runs were put on the board in an inning.
Here's one for you. We've seen college basketball adapt. They now have a deeper three-point line that's similar, not all the way to the NBA three-point line, but it's further back. Is it time for college basketball or college baseball to go wood bat, Ty?
It probably is. Ty, if you want to prepare these kids for the next level, it's probably time to go to the wood bat. But one of the things that's so fun about college baseball is games that can kind of pop off in the College World Series that no game's ever out of reach. You can get hot. You can put a lot of runs on the board in a quick minute. So I don't know. It's more fun to watch, I think, with the aluminum bats.
There's no wonder why Paul Skeens has been so good in the majors when, he dominated college baseball with metal bats, and then he went to the majors and has done the same thing. Swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 3 for Bridger Shaw. Again, your strikeouts are brought to you by Gravity Coalition. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 3rd. Wilson, the pitcher, or first pitcher, he's now moved to first base after the pitching change, now up for the Skyhawks. Again, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Misses with the first pitch and the second pitch, so ball 1, ball 2. Bridger Shaw currently sitting at 55 pitches total through 2 2/3 innings. That one's in there for a strike. 1-2-1 now the count. Wilson, a good, strong athlete up here at the plate. He's going to swing. It's going to be a slow ground ball to the shortstop. Fowler fields it on the run, throws it on the run. In time, over to Graham Mahoney. A 3-up, 3-down goose egg inning for the Wasps. They lead 13-1 as we move in to the top half of the 4th inning. Wasatch leads 13-1.
Home equity line of credit from UCCU makes it easy to access the equity in your home. And right now, UCCU is offering home equity lines of credit with no fees or closing costs. With increased home values, there is more equity to use for whatever you need. A wedding, a remodel, or whatever comes up. It's your equity, so it's entirely up to you. Start your application or learn more at uccu.com. Low rates, no fees, faster than ever. UCCU, love where you bank.
Big O Tires in Heber is your one-stop shop for tires and service. What was once Point S is now Big O Tires. Same service, but different name. We're locally owned and operated and want to help you get your vehicle ready to road trip this summer. Stop in for all your name brand tires, oil changes, alignments, brakes, batteries, shocks, struts, and a whole lot more. Plus, Big O Tires offers financing options to fit any budget or any situation. Visit us today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Top of the 4th brought to you by Heber Appliance. When it's 4th down and your appliance goes out, turn your letdown into a touchdown at Heber Appliance. Increase your at-home satisfaction with Heber Appliance Furniture and Mattress. We are your hometown team. Top of the order up for Wasatch. It'll be Brown, Sweat, and Dahl. Actually, might see Otis Sweat in the box for the first time. Otis was behind the dish in that last inning. Wasatch again leading 13-1 as we take a look at our scoreboard update, again brought to you by Heber Appliance. 7 runs in the first inning, 1 in the second, 5 in the 3rd. And for Skyview, no runs in the first, 1 in the second, no runs in the 3rd. Brown's had himself a nice game 2, Ty. Tripled in his first at bat, hit by pitch in his second, singled in his first at bat, or in his last at bat. So he started 0 for 3, and then since then he's 3 for 3 with hit by pitch. He's reached 4 straight times.
Yeah, a nice little streak there, Tyler. 4 straight times on base. Seems to be getting a little more comfortable in the box.
It's ready for that bomb you were calling, Ty. He's got double, triple, single in his last 3 swings.
Cycle across the last 4 at bats would be something.
Ooh, he wanted it. Wanted it. 2-0, that one off speed that comes just inside. So 2-0 the count. That one's just going to be this nice, easy 3-4 hole single. Gets a pitch on the inside, doesn't do too much with it. He's now 3 for 3 with the 2 singles and a triple. Curious if he reminds you of anybody, Ty, that we've coached or that you've seen come through in first look.
Brown?
Yeah.
I'll have to think on that one for a minute. He's got some tools that I've thought of some other players. The way he runs reminds me a little bit of Crew Erickson, if you remember how Crew ran. But his presence in the box kind of has a combination, and these are some high-quality hitters. He feels a little bit like a Peyton Swap and Chet Wilson mixed together to me. And those two were 2 of the toughest outs that Wasatch has had over the years. Just the way Peyton Swap, if you missed against Peyton, he would just punish you. And that's how Brown is starting to feel a little bit early on. But Chet just had such good control and command of the zone. And I see a lot of that in Austin, the way he stands in the box, too. And wearing number 15, I feel, and a lefty up there, I feel like Tragan Shaw, watching out there a little bit. The way he tracks it down as a lefty in the outfield. So some good ones that have come before him at Wasatch.
Speaking again of younger siblings, Eli Turley currently in the box for Wasatch. He's going to be hitting for Blake Sweat. Falls down 1-2.
Yeah, Ty, the last time we watched Turley step into this box wearing number 24, the ball went a very long ways.
Very long ways.
See if Eli can keep the family tradition going.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll be the first out of the inning. And that'll bring us to Otis Sweat, who again was inserted into the game for Mike Adal. See a couple of different looks here for Wasatch in game 2, leading 13-1. Brown leadoff guy singled. Strikeout by Turley, and now we sit with 1 out, 1 guy on. Swing and a miss from Sweat. Hitting from the right-hand side of the box. Younger brother again of former Wasatch High great catcher Trent Sweat. Trent had one of the best senior years. That senior year, if I'm not mistaken, Ty, that was the year Wasatch went on a little bit of a run again in the state tournament, right? Wasn't he a senior that year?
I believe they took 5th his senior year as well. A little different format that year, taking 5th. Still.
Yeah, it wasn't the series. It was just a true double elimination.
They kind of, Ty, anytime you take 5th, it's good. So this is not taking away anything there, but they certainly got into a favorable matchup bracket in that year as well, and they completely capitalized. I mean, they took full advantage. That one has one of my favorite baseball memories that I'd have to censor on the air, but Wasatch went up to Box Elder, a game in which Trent hit a home run in the second round of that state tournament.
This one's going to be off the end of the bat through the 3-4 hole. But there, Skyview not going to be able to get to it as Otis Sweat will rule that a single. He'll get another single here for Wasatch. Runners on first and second, 1 away for Colden Hafen.
I hope Otis is all right. He kind of hobbled coming off that bag, went over a little funky. Seems to be okay walking back. Just quickly finish that story, Tyler. I think Wasatch ended up beating Box Elder by about 16 or something in the second round of that state tournament and advanced on to playing Kearns. But Box Elder at one point made another error up the middle, if you remember this game, and the shortstop had just had
That's
it.
Right.
Whoever, or the second baseman, and he
going,
just said, would you make one bleeping play in your life? And they just started screaming at each other. The umpires had to stop the game to break up a verbal fight between teammates up the middle. And just had never seen that before, where their own teammates were fighting with each other in the middle of the game.
It was an Angels in the outfield where the pitcher fights the manager. I mean, it was similar to that.
That's what it felt like. Just make one dang play. Other words than dang were being used.
Of course, yeah.
But that was quite the scene up there.
0-1 count here to Colton Hafen, who fouls off the first one, swings at the second one. That's a hard-hit ground ball. Shortstop can't handle it. Wasatch is going to try to score. Brown from second base. Left fielder not sure what to do with it, as Tyson Dahl will advance to third base as well. Hard-hit ground ball is going to bring in another one, and Wasatch now takes the 14-1 lead. So runners on the corners. Now we're going to get Crew Baxter into the box. He'll hit for Bridger Shaw. Shaw can re-enter. We'll see if Coach decides to go with another pitcher on the mound.
14-1 the score now, correct?
Yeah, 14-1. Baxter last year as a sophomore got a lot of at-bats. He ended up the season with 63 plate appearances, 271 batting average, 3 doubles, a home run. He's going to swing at the first pitch. Another single up the middle. That'll bring in yet another run. Wasatch now will take the 15-1 lead.
Everyone's getting in on the fun now, Ty. Hear that 17 singles record for Wasatch and see if they can come after it. How far they got to go for that one, Ty? How many hits in this game?
I got to go look at that real quick. So we're sitting at... Another sub's going to come into the game for Wasatch. Wasatch, as it stands right now, sitting at... I have them with 15 hits, 11 singles.
It's creeping up on it, Ty. Only in the 4th inning.
Swings at the first pitch. This one, never know where it's going to end up. Catcher going over. Ooh, lands on top of the dugout for strike 1.
You say 15 hits and 11 singles?
Yeah.
What an offensive game here for the Wasps.
Trevin Tatton now into the box. Hitting on the left-hand side with runners on first and second. That one up in the zone for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Still only one away here in the 4th. Wasatch with 2 runs in. Pitcher will come set for Skyview. Delivers. Swung on and fouled back again. 1-2 now the count.
Ty, I never asked you back, watching Austin swing at that last at bat, any hitters he reminds you of?
He reminds me of Peyton. That's the one I was going with, Ty. Is remember, Payne kind of started a little bit slower. That one gets the outside corner for strike 3. Tatton will go down looking. That'll bring up Max Livingston, who will be hitting for Eddie Bluth. And it's the speed factor with it, Ty. It jumps off the bat, similar to what we saw with Peyton, and then just his ability to run the bases. Peyton was really good on the base pass.
Yeah, he was one that could change the game with one swing of an at bat. And those just don't come around that often, where he hit it a long ways. I think his senior year he had 6 home runs, maybe 7 home runs.
I think he ended up with 7 home runs. And you're right, Ty, there's a couple of Park City. We were kind of struggling against Park City. We had really beat them up at home, and then we went to their place, and it was a tight ball game, and just one swing, he hit a 3-run homer. I think about the 4th or 5th inning that kind of jump-started our offense. We were able to win that game easily.
Well, and he did it
Provo High.
Provo a couple times, yeah. Home runs down there. Maple Mountain, I mean, he just kind of could break games wide open. Wasatch, if you remember, Maple, they won the state title last year, but a couple years ago, Wasatch went down there and beat them by 16 runs or something in that range. And Jack Bluth had a home run in that game. Peyton Swap had a home run in that game.
Check swing, strike 1 here to Max Livingston.
Talking to Maple Mountain's head coach after that, they were impressed by that Peyton Swap home run. They said, yeah, that one was a no-doubter. Dead center, grand slam. Ball's still probably going around the planet. That's basically how they were phrasing it.
Foul ball, 2-2 the count with 2 away. Deuces.
you have a home run watching Wasatch baseball over the years, one that comes to mind is just the most impressive shot that you've ever seen?
Oh, I'm going to have to think on that one for a second. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Wasatch is retired, but they do score 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They leave 2 on base. It's a 15-1 lead as we move into the bottom half of the 4th.
Hey there, Heber City. Are you tired of dings, dents, and scrapes ruining the beauty of your beloved vehicle? Look no further than Robards Collision, the ultimate destination for all your auto body needs. At Robards Collision, they've been offering top-notch collision repairs and outstanding customer service. Their team of expert technicians is passionate about bringing your car back to its original glory, no matter the size of damage. Their state-of-the-art facility is equipped with cutting-edge technology, ensuring precise and accurate repairs. They handle it all with precision and care.
Are you ready for lunch? Well, the Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley and have been the winner of Best of State for 20 years. They've recently been named the best of Utah for their milkshakes. You've got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot, or a turkey breast sandwich that tickles the taste buds. They've proudly been serving the Heber Valley for 78 years at the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
This is Live Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the 4th brought to you by Bonnie Joseph Academy, dedicated to providing the highest quality education for students and making sure we are fully prepared for a successful career in the beauty industry.
Scoreboard here in the field reflects 13-1, but it is 15-1, correct, Tyler? In
Yes.
this game here, Wasatch up big in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Strike 1 to Lofthouse. I'm going to go back in time a little bit, Ty. One of my favorite home runs was against an NFL player. Porter Gustin was pitching in the state tournament at Utah Valley University, and if you've been to Utah Valley, they've kind of got one of those ground ball to Hafen's going to eat him up. Just didn't come up and get the short hop. The tweener hop eats him up, and so that'll put the leadoff guy on for Skyview. Anyways, UVU's field kind of goes into a little bit of a point in left center field, and Carson Law as a junior just hammered a ball against Porter Gustin that went over that left center field spot. It's the deepest part of the field, no doubter. So that's one that comes to mind. Crew Erickson did the same thing in UVU against Olympus. Unfortunately, didn't go well in that game, but that was a nice shot that Crew hit to lead off the game in the state tournament run that Wasatch made.
Those are good ones, Ty. That Carson Law one I had forgotten. That was the timing of it, too. Timing matters, right, with some of these home runs. And Porter Gustin, I think there were 14 or 15 Division I NFL coaches in attendance. I think Urban Meyer was one of them that was there watching. Ohio State was in hot pursuit of him. And he was no-hitting Wasatch in the state tournament. In the 7th inning, Wasatch was down 5-0, didn't have a hit. The first man walked in the inning, and then I believe Zach Purdy got a hit. And so there were 2 men on, and then Carson Law got up and just crushed that ball.
Well, this ball's crushed to the left center field gap. It's going to take a couple of bounces. Skyview's going to get their second run of the game as the runner's going to score from third. Runner's going to try to get to third base. The relay throw is not going to be in time, so a no-out triple RBI for Skyview. Nice swing there by the DH Murdoch, and it's now 15-2. Wasatch still leads.
Yeah, nothing to sweat there too much if you're Bridger. At this point in the game, you've got a 13-run lead, and you essentially need to go get 6 outs. And so you're just kind of throwing it over the plate saying, come and get it. And if Skyview starts tattooing the ball there 3 or 4 more times like that, maybe you make an adjustment. But right now it's a simple game plan, strikes. You just want to throw strikes and try to get out of here with a win.
Ball 1 to Dimitriades. Number 7 hitter misses inside again, so 2-0 now the count. Sweat still behind the dish. Everybody else returned to the field. That was DH for, so your starter's still out in the field. Graham Mahoney at first. Jack Salmon stayed in the game at second base. Braxton Fowler is short. He's going to get a hard hit ground ball. One hopper, fields it cleanly, throws it across the diamond in time for the first out of the inning. Trades an out for a run as Skyview scores 2 here in the bottom of the 4th, making the score 15-3.
Yeah, it's a good play by Braxton, Tyler. And had that game been closer, he might have had an opportunity at home. He took a look because Skyview was going on contact with Wasatch back up the middle. And Braxton just wisely elects to throw it over first base and try to minimize this inning. Playing with now a 12-run lead, you don't need to try to give extra base runners.
I'll give you a couple back in the early 2000s, in that era. Wasatch traveled down to Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon was the #1 seed, and back then you'd play a little mini tournament, so it was a 2 double elimination tournament, and Wasatch beat Morgan, and Snow Canyon won their first game. So Snow Canyon, ranked #1, was hosting Wasatch under the lights. This one's going to hit the batter, so another base runner here for Skyview. And anyway, Wasatch,
good Snow Canyon.
Good Snow Canyon. They ended up winning the state title the next year.
Very good Snow
And anyway, Zach Larson with 2 strikes just hit a towering shot to the left field side that kind of broke the game open, and Wasatch ended up getting the upset victory. And then that same year, as we went back down south for the tournament, Parker Sweat against
I'd forgotten about
Dixie.
this one. This
was it
a
Dixie
great-
or Bear River?
No, it was Carbon.
Wasn't that Carbon game? Anyway, there's a line of trees out in left field, and Parker cleared the trees in left field. Just a towering shot.
And another big moment. I think Carbon in the quarters had jumped up like 7-0 on us in the first inning. Bad first inning. Errors contributed to that. And it was a response, right? Wasatch loaded them up, and then Parker blasted that thing out of the park. A no-doubter. Yeah, that was a fun one.
0-1 the count. 1-1 just misses outside. This is the #9 hitter, Christensen.
Give you a couple other recent memory. You gotta throw a bone there to Jackson Bollinger and Chet Wilson in that Cottonwood series. Right? I think Chet might have had one sneak over against Jordan High School too. He had that game-winning triple against Jordan for sure, but there was another game in that tournament where he just snuck one over the fence as well.
2-1 the count here to Christensen.
Oh, you know what?
This is inside again, 3-1.
Credit to Brock Cloward. The play-in tournament game. If you remember, Provo and Wasatch were tied for the final play-in spot before the RPI came around, and you just got assigned by the RPI. And in a play-in game, it was 1-1, and Brock Cloward hit a solo home run, I believe, in the 7th inning, top of the 7th, to give Wasatch a 2-1 lead, and essentially sent Wasatch to the state tournament with that home run.
Full count here to Christensen, with a runner on first base, 1 away. Wasatch leading 15-3. It's going to be a ground ball. Went off the hitter, so dead ball will reset still with a full count as the runners will return to their bases.
Otis quick off his feet, though, Tyler, gathering that thing up, ready to fire it over to first base.
Trent Sweat, another one. It's probably in the top 5 of funnest players you coached, Ty. You were coaching catchers back then.
Yeah, Trent, if you could build a perfect catcher, I mean, Trent would essentially be it. I mean, there was no drama with that kid. And frankly, Tyler, if you want to put one critique on Trent, is he maybe just didn't care enough about baseball. He was really good at it, but funny conversation with Trent, saying, Trent, what's your favorite baseball team? Just trying to connect a little bit. He said, I don't know. I don't really like watching baseball. I don't enjoy it. So he was so good, but just didn't care too much to go home and watch it.
The payoff pitch is in there for called strike 3. That's the 4th strikeout of the game for Bridger Shaw. It's going to bring us to the top of the order for Skyview. Hal steps into the box. His first 2 at-bats, singled on a bloop, single over the second baseman's head, and then grounded out to the second baseman in a second at-bat. So back-to-back hits to the second baseman. Shaw gets up 0-1 with the foul ball. That one misses in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 the count.
Saw Trent walking around down here earlier, Ty. Keep our eye on him. He's kind of made a name for himself on the derby scene now. I don't know if you get into derbies too much, Ty, but on the circuit, traveling around the state.
Heard that was one of the hot items of the baseball auction this year, Ty, as they got a derby car to auction off. Outside for ball 2. 2-1 now the count to Howell.
Yeah, what kind of price does a derby car go for nowadays?
No idea. Nowadays, you act like you knew back in the day what a derby car goes for.
Back in the day, Ty, you could get a car for under $1,000 to throw in the derby and shape it up. Now, you've got some cars out there that people are putting over $30,000 into their derby cars.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Faller can't come up with it. Runner's going to try to advance to second. Oh, that went right to the face. Ball's going to get by the third baseman, and another runner's going to advance. Wasatch a little bit sloppy here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Error's going to result on runners on second and third with 2 outs.
Young team here for Wasatch. Ty, we've talked about this a little bit today. There's a mix of upperclassmen, but you've also got a lot of youth here. Sophomore at shortstop, second base, freshman in center field, sophomore in right field, right? You've got some youth around the diamond. And one thing you want to learn is how to finish teams, is put them away. So if you're Wasatch, you've got a nice lead. Now it's time to put this team to bed.
Tough one here. Shaw builds it with the bare hand, throws it to first base in time. Nice play by the pitcher, Bridger Shaw, on the swinging bunt down the third base side. Wasatch gets out of the inning, gives up 2, but still lead 15-3 going into the 5th.
Help people build personal wealth through real estate, be it your first home, next home, dream home, or investment property. At Guild Mortgage, we help you refinance for that lower interest rate, shorter term, or home remodel. At Guild Mortgage, we help you plan for retirement by owning multiple investment properties and can even add to your retirement plan with a reverse mortgage. We at Guild Mortgage believe everyone can own what matters.
Timberline Ace Hardware is committed to helping their neighbors and their communities, and because they're in the neighborhood, they can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Stihl, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in store, curbside, or they'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock with people that know how to help. Timberline Ace Hardware, serving the community for over 50 years.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5.
Top of the 5th brought to you by Heber Valley Chamber, who exists to build and be a part of a community where residents, visitors, and businesses thrive. Our mission is to promote tourism, connect businesses, and unite our community. Sam Pinter will get his first at-bat of the season, batting in place of Braxton Fowler. Jack Salmon on deck, and then Austin Brown set to hit in the 3 spot. See if somebody else ends up hitting in that spot. Wasatch leading 15-3, looking for their first win of the season after dropping their opening game 8-4 in Union. They play tomorrow against Logan High School and then the host school, Hurricane High School. Those are both afternoon games. Wind up, and the pitch is in there for a strike.
Ty, and I know it's preseason, and maybe a little annoying to talk about this and bring it up, but these games do matter. With the RPI determining your place in the state tournament and being in such a tough region, it matters. Coming down here and getting wins on the board is important for this Wasatch team when it will be state tournament time at the end of the season. So it's good to see this team starting to gel here quickly, because the beginning of the Union game looked a little bit tight, a little bit rough.
Pinter goes down to get this one, and the left fielder can't come up with it, just short of the mount. That was in my blind spot. But Sam Pinter gets a single to lead off his high school career as a sophomore. Good barrel that gets down the left field side nearly, I think it was about warning track.
Yeah, he hit that ball hard, Ty. In fact, someone's got to give him a hard time that that's only a single. How far he hit that ball, you need to be standing on second base. Hopefully they razz him a little bit when he gets back to the dugout. Good swing.
Going to bring up Jack Salmon, who struck out looking in his first at-bat, playing second base right now for Wasatch. Started at second base in game 1. Didn't hit, was DH'd for. Pickoff move not in time. Wind still gusting here at Hurricane High School. Wasatch looking to secure a 10-run win. They currently lead by 12. Swing and foul ball by Salmon moves the count to 0-1 on the first pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, and this 10-run win, sometimes 10-run games can get away from you time-wise. But this one, Wasatch has been able to get their runs quickly, get outs quickly, and keep on pace. Not quite near the time limit yet at this point. So Wasatch should be able to put this one to bed, hopefully fairly easy. Wouldn't be bad if they can tack on a few more runs, though. I'm looking for the singles. Maybe that's what Pinter had in mind while he went with that one single. Now he wants that record. That's number 12 for Wasatch now?
I think that's number 12.
Counting down to 17, see if they can tie that record that Wasatch set.
Another foul ball. That is hit number 16 and the 12th single.
16 hits. A lot of them have been good barrel balls.
1-2. Goes back to the off speed, misses outside. Ties up the count at 2-2. Nobody out here in the top of the fifth. Swung on and fouled off again. Keeps the count at 2-2.
That record game we brought up against Union with 17 singles in that game, Ty. Wasatch really liked to bunt back then. You'd have to imagine a handful of those were bunt singles. So far in this tournament, haven't seen a bunt attempted by Wasatch and Coach McCoy. I mean, these are all, those 16 hits are their barrels. This team's swinging and getting after it.
I like this adjustment from Jack Ty. You remember in his first at bat, went down swinging on a pitch that was close. He didn't think it was a strike. Those last two balls are borderline, right? 50-50 balls and strikes, and he's just going after it. Good to see these younger kids learning from one at bat to the next. 2-2 the count. Skyview pitcher comes set. The pitch goes back to the off speed, and it misses outside. Fills up the count at 3-2.
It's a big sweeping curveball, Tyler. Hope these Wasatch hitters are paying attention to that. Don't give up on that thing. If it's starting in on your body, it's probably going to sweep back over across the plate.
Runner goes. It's going to be fisted to the pitcher. Pitcher fields it cleanly. Looks at second base. Runner was already there. Pinter was already there. But turns and throws it to first base. Runner advances. Salmon is retired. And that'll bring us to Austin Brown. 3 for 3, a triple and 2 singles, and also was hit by pitch.
Yeah, 3 for 3 in this one to go with 1 for 4 in the opener tie. So 4 for 7 in his early start to his career.
Good lead from Pinter at second base. Swung on and missed in the first swing. 0-1 the count.
That first one, sometimes coaches will call that, okay, this one's for you. You can go after this one. That was a big swing that he had, kind of the me swing. That was a good meat pitch to go after. Now a chance to reset and get a little bit more composed. Instead, he's going to get another hit by pitch.
Well, he's reached base in all 5 of his at-bats now. One of those were felt a little cheated, Ty.
I was going to say, I mean, if I'm the coach at first base, he's getting down there and say, hey, how about you don't miss that first one next
That's
time?
right.
That way
That's right.
You don't have to get hit by a pitch on the second one. Have a little bit of fun when he gets down there. Yeah, early on, he does feel like that kind of player, though, right, where you'd rather see him get a chance to swing it rather than get a free pass by being hit by the pitch, and that's telling of where he's at.
Sweat's going to elevate this one to shallow left field. Should be easy catch there. It's actually an infield fly. So that'll be 2 outs and bring up Colton Hafen.
So Hafen's in the neighborhood for maybe the best barrel of the game, Ty. Austin's first hit of the game, that leadoff triple was pretty dang good, but Hafen, I'm a little ahead.
You are ahead. I saw Hafen. It was me. So Sweat's now up.
Otis is up here, but Hafen waiting on deck. He had that double that was just absolutely crushed earlier on in the game. Otis last time reached base. Tyler hustling down the line.
Nearly got him. I think he thinks I got him.
Well, we talked in the first game of the day how Trent just got hit by a lot of pitches, and maybe that carries on down to Otis as well.
The 1-0. Swung on. That's a hard ground ball down the third base side. That'll be another base knock for the Wasps. Pinter will come in. Won't be a single as Sweat's going to leg out the double, maybe a triple. He rounds second base. He'll stay at second base. Both runners come in to score. It's 17-3 on the 2-out, 2 RBI double for Otis Sweat.
Yeah, good swing. Just punch that thing right down the line, staying inside the bag by a couple feet and hustling out of the box. Good big long strides there for Otis. Moves quickly.
Now Hafen will come up to the box. Tyler mentioned one of the best doubles or barrels we've seen today.
Yeah, Otis didn't have any interest in that singles record, did he? He's hustling out of the box there. Easy double.
This one's barreled down the right side, but foul for strike one.
And Ty, I mean, it has to be said, the joke, right? Singles, no one's impressed by the singles. You want the extra base hits, right? You want the slugging percentage there with that. The old Greg Maddox, Tom Glavine commercial, the chicks dig the long ball. You remember that one?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
One of the better ones in the day. You probably didn't like that commercial because you were an all-singles man, weren't you?
Well, I think it's equally impressive to be Ricky Henderson and just go after the singles and then the stolen bases. You know, Ichiro, Ricky Henderson.
Ty,
Fill out the stat sheet.
That's a likely thing that you say from a man who held a state record in singles in a season from yourself as well, right? Of course you'd preach that the singles are the way to go. Give me the long ball. I like the long ball. See the home run.
1-1 the count to Hafen. Swung on, elevated to left field. Left fielder Sellers underneath it, makes the play, and that'll do it for the top half of the fifth inning. Wasatch takes the 17-3 lead after the 2-out, 2 RBI double from Otis Sweat. That'll bring us into the fifth inning stretch, brought to you by Guild Mortgage.
Ty, that's another great barrel from Hafen. I know that ball's caught, but it's another ball that's just hit right on the nose and just continues the trend of good swings, good swing after good swing for this Wasatch baseball team here in Game 2 today.
As a Guild Mortgage loan officer, Tom Stone is committed to helping his clients understand their options for real estate financing and assisting them to make solid home loan decisions that meet their needs. Our sponsor of the fifth inning stretch. Ty, throw it over to you for our game scoring summary.
Yeah, Ty, it's going to be impossible to get all the hits in this one, so we'll kind of keep this short and sweet as we've got a new pitcher in the game for Wasatch as well.
Yeah, Tyson Dahl will come into the pit.
But I'll give you some quick highlights. Wasatch just blasted out of the gate here in this one. Austin Brown with a triple to start the game off, and then Blake Sweat drove him in on the next at-bat with a double off the wall. And then Wasatch was off to the races, Ty. 7 runs in that first inning, balls being hit left and right all over the place, and they took a 7-0 lead. Bridgeshaw was able to put a goose egg on the board, getting a start for Wasatch before Wasatch scored another run in the top of the second, making it 8-0. Skyview got a run on the board in the bottom of the second, making it 8-1, but then Wasatch came right back with 5 more runs in the top of the third inning. At that point, our score stood at 13-1. Wasatch put 2 more runs on the board in the fourth and then 2 more in the fifth, and currently lead 17-3 in this game. Highlights here for you, Tyler. Austin Brown leading off for Wasatch, been on base all 5 times that he's come to the plate today. A triple, 2 singles, 2 hit by pitches there for Brown. And Wasatch at this point, 18 hits on the day, Ty, I think is where we currently sit. So Bridgeshaw has done more than enough on the mound, giving Wasatch a 14-run lead right now by holding Skyview right where they're at. And our score currently sits at 17-3 as we head to the bottom of the fifth.
Scoring summary brought to you by the Gordon Law Group, your full-service local law firm who invests in their clients the best knowledge and experience needed for all areas of the law. Tyson Dahl, sophomore, on the mound for the first time as we again go into the bottom of the fifth inning. Swing and a miss, strike one.
And you gotta talk about the battery here for a minute, don't you, Tyler? The Dahl pitcher-catcher battery, brothers. Younger brother.
Oh, is that Micah back behind the dish?
Yeah, Micah behind the dish here catching, and his younger brother on the bump throwing to him. Kind of a cool moment here in this one.
Yeah, it is.
Not a lot of that's taken place over the years as far as brothers being able to play together out on the field for Wasatch. We have had a few.
0-2, nice ground, or right back of the pitcher. Tyson gets a glove on it. Nice job from Salmon, comes through, makes the play. 1 away here in the bottom of the fifth.
So watching Mike and Tyson out here, Ty, it begs the question, who are some of the other brother combos that you've seen over the year? You obviously got to think Bridger and Tragan recently have been able to see the field together here. Any other quick ones come to mind?
Oh, man.
Ryan and Nick Chadwick, if you go
yes,
way back.
Yeah,
way
that's
back
right.
machine.
Yeah, 2004 season.
Those two brothers a little different, Ty. Those are 2 D1 pitchers that were on that team. That's a pretty nice combo to have. A couple guys that can go to the next level of play.
Called strike one here. Misses low and away. Ball 1-1 the count.
I think older brother Nick, SUU, right, is where he went before they disbanded that program. And then Ryan went to UVU to pitch.
Misses high for ball 2, 2-1 the count. Hitter for Skyview is Wilson, the starting pitcher, now playing first base for the Bobcats. Gets the inside corner, no. 3-1 now the count. Yeah, I'm not sure if any other ones come to mind, Ty. I'm trying to think of any other brothers that got to play together. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Full count, 3-2 the count.
Yeah, it's a rarity for sure. You've had some brothers come through, right? Like a Cade Cloward and Brock Cloward, but they didn't play together.
And Austin Cloward, who was 3 brothers there.
Austin, right? Some Baumgartner brothers that came through, but not sure if they ever played together.
Off-speed pitch is going to be up the middle. Fowler fields it on the run, throws it across the diamond. What a play by the sophomore Fowler. Had to go a long ways, throws it on the run, going the opposite way. Great out there by the sophomore shortstop.
Oh, his best play of the tournament by far. Had to go a long ways, slow roller. Did a good job of chopping his feet to make that thing a good clean pick and throw. Was able to set himself under it and make a good throw over to first base. A couple other, like Chet Wilson and Wyatt Wilson,
yep.
Right? Never got to play together. We're close, but never got to play together.
1-0 the count, make it 1-1 with that called strike on the inside corner. This is Lofthouse, the catcher. Lofthouse on the game today, 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs to the left-hand side of the diamond. Foul ball goes with the off speed, moves the count to 1-2. Ty's looking good, filling up the zone here. What do you like out of the sophomore?
Yeah, Ty, you said it. I like pitchers that throw strikes, and they know the situation, right? And the situation here is you got a 14-run lead, and you're going to come in and throw fastballs and try to get after it. One strike away from putting this thing to bed.
Misses low with that off speed, moves the count to 2-2 with 2 outs. Wasatch looking to close out this one, give Coach McCoy his first win as the Wasatch High head coach. Swung on it, hard ground ball to the shortstop. Fowler bobbles it and not going to be able to come up with it. Another base runner here for Skyview. That'll bring up Murdoch, who had an impressive triple in his last at-bat.
This field's not been kind to our shortstops over the years, Tyler. I don't know what it is about this Hurricane field, but as you start going back in your mind, a lot of our shortstops have struggled on this field, and not exactly sure why. Looking at this particular time, the way the sun is setting right now, I don't think that had a role here in that last ground ball, but that sun goes down right where the shortstop, left field, third base is looking at it.
Well, watching Braxton on that one, Ty, and even after the fact, he's sticking out his glove in front of him, and he's exactly right. Just got that one just too far back between the legs. Needed to fill it out in front. You can see him kind of making that motion. And I think that's probably, again, first time out for a lot of these kids on a grass field. 0-1 the count to Murdoch. Wind starting to pick up a little bit. Kind of calm. I mean, it's been consistent, but it's calmed down a little bit, starting to pick back up. Is the sign we need an out, Ty. Let's just end this thing. Sophomore Tyson Dahl on the mound, looking to close this one out. Misses high again. First time seeing him out of the stretch with the guy on base. 2-0 now the count. The 2-0. Swung on and missed. Moves the count to 2-1.
Wasatch playing a little shallow in the outfield here for a guy that crushed one to the wall in his last at bat. Kind of daring them to do it twice. It's the strategy here in the outfield, it looks like.
The 2-1 goes back to the off speed, lands it. Oh, I missed a strike. That was kind of anticlimactic. But a strikeout put out here for Tyson Dahl to end the game. Wasatch gets the 17-3, an historic win, the first Wasatch win for head coach Bo McCoy after dropping the first one. We'll go ahead and move into our Timberline Ace Hardware post-game show. The Timberline Ace Hardware is your local Timberline Ace Hardware. We're all about being the helpful place by offering our customers personal service, quality products, and a convenient shopping experience from local experts who know you best. Once again, your scoring summary today: 7 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, 5 runs in the third, and then 2 runs in both the fourth and the fifth inning, giving Wasatch 17 runs on the game. 1 run in the second and 2 runs in the fourth were the runs scored for Skyview. A couple of quick stats to throw at you as well. We mentioned it already: 17 hits for Wasatch, 12 of them singles, 3 doubles, 2 triples on their way to the 17 runs that they scored today. On the mound, Bridger Schott. Nice outing for Bridger. Ends up with 3 walks, 4 Ks, 1 hit batter. Only gave up 3 hits on 79 pitches through 4 innings. That game update brought to you by Robarge Collision. We build our business on exceptional care, collision repair, and are proud to boast a 98.7 satisfaction rating, which is one of the highest in the business. Ty, your keys to the win for the Wasps.
Well, Ty, they got off to a fast start in the box. And they saw strikes and they hit strikes. They went up there with an aggressive mindset and an aggressive approach, and they were able to quickly get on the board. And I think that set the pace here for Wasatch in this game. Tip your cap to Brown, who led off, and Coach McCoy, who made the switch, right? Brown was at the 3-hitter in game number 1, made a move, put him up at number 1, and what a move it was. I mean, Brown goes 5 for 5 as far as getting on base today in that leadoff spot, and he set the pace for Wasatch, and so that's the key right there. The team came out ready to roll and put the barrel